As a freelance cameraman, when you're buying kit, it's easy to think about what's the best camera to buy, what lenses do I need, which is the nicest tripod. But how much thought do we give to sound? There was a time when it was quite normal for freelancers, freelance cameramen, to supply the whole kit, including all the sound stuff, mixers, radio mics, booms, everything. And in those days, the SQN4S was the standard industry broadcast spec mixer of choice. Everybody I knew had one, but things have moved on a little bit now. The industry standard nowadays, certainly in the UK, is sound devices. They're fantastic. Built-in recorders, you can ISO record every channel while you send a mixed feed to the camera, time code, all this stuff is built in. Stuff that SQN never really got to grips with. I need to think of another solution. But as a freelance cameraman, do you go out and buy this sound devices kit, which is such a lot of money, or is there a cheaper solution? Well, I've got a little bit of an unboxing video and I'm quite excited. This is it. You can guess where I bought it. So this is it. It's a Zoom F4. Nice box. We're for creators. That's a case for it. Free sweatshirt, don't know what that's about. And a new loom, which has return audio on it. Looks good. Whoa, very nice. AC adapter. Little mixer. That is very neat. It's tiny. A bracket. I don't know why I need a bracket, but I've got one. There's some manuals. There's more. Easy to miss that. I don't know what it is, but it's easy to miss. Eight double A's. I'm gonna have to get some 8A's. Wow. It's tiny. Feels solid though. Hey. 2 SD card slots. I'm gonna have to get some SD cards now. They're both. So the big question is, will this replace this? You've got your 4 XLR inputs, which are mic level on the 3-pin XLR, and they're line level with the jacks down the center, which is pretty clever. So it's not switchable, it's switchable by the way you plug it in. 2 full-size XLR outputs, headphone, return audio. It's big news. So for a long time, I was thinking of getting the F8, which is an 8-channel mixer by Zoom. Same physical size as this, with 8 little pots on it, 8 inputs, smaller XLR jack outputs. And you think, well, why go for this? The difference in price is less than £200. But this has one big thing, one big advantage, I think. It can cope with return audio. So although it has 6 inputs, you've got channel 5 and 6 as well, is on a 3.5 mini jack. You can use those for your return audio, so the soundman can monitor what you're recording on your camera, which makes a huge difference. The F8 doesn't have that, and I think that is a major plus. On top of everything else, I don't need 8 channels. You've got your headphone amp, your auxiliary outs, USB, battery, SD cards, and time code in and out. So I'll give it a go and see how it sounds. I've got here my ME66 mic. Not as good as a 416, but good enough for a cameraman on his own. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have some lights. Okay. Well, that was easy. Just hit record, up it comes. So I'll have a play with this over the next few days. But on the face of it, what a brilliant thing. Okay, I've had the mixer for a couple of weeks now. I've had a haircut. Nice. It's given me a chance to play and use this on a number of jobs and give it to soundmen I respect for their opinion, and yeah, I really like it. It's very good and it's an amazing value for the money, but there are some issues. First thing, the bag from Zoom. It's too small. By the time you've got all your umbilical in it and, yes, umbilical. I didn't know you could get reverse tails for SQN umbilicals, which allows you to use this lovely umbilical that I'm used to. You can use it with any mixer if you get the reverse tails that give you XLRs on both ends. I never knew you could do that. Forget trying to use the bag for all your sound radio mics and all that sort of stuff. It's just not up to it. It's a bit flimsy. Forget trying to use it with AA batteries on the little caddy on the bottom. It lasts less than a couple of hours. I've lent this to a couple of soundmen I work with quite regularly, and the feedback is generally really good. Quality of sound is good, very little background noise, system noise. So if you plug the microphones in, plug it all up, and listen for how much noise the machine itself generates, really good. It's very quiet. Biggest issue I have is that the outputs, the XLR outputs, are line level only, but it's not professional line level. I'd never heard of consumer line level. I didn't know there was such a thing, but it's 10 dB lower than professional line level. And you can adjust the output of the whole mixer, but it doesn't adjust the tone, so you've got no reference. So you have to go with consumer line level, which is sort of a bit of a pain, because you end up winding the pots up on your camera even higher. You're winding it right up. Now, it's not a problem with the professional cameras, because their circuits are generally pretty good. If you're spending thousands of pounds on a professional camera, the audio circuits are okay. You can wind them up and you're not introducing too much noise. So you can get around it. It's just a bit of a shame. Those, they're the two BNCs, timecode in and out, and they're on the bottom of the mixer, which means when it's in a bag and you're trying to use it, the tails are coming out the bottom. It won't rest. So you have to, in order to get timecode in or out, I maybe cut some holes in the bottom of the bag, but then I can't put the bag down because there's two BNCs coming straight out the bottom. That's a real pain. I'd like to be able to leave some tails on so I can grab some timecode or give some timecode to a camera. Even if they were recessed, so you could put a cable on and run it round the side, that would help, but they're not recessed enough. So they just, it's such a shame. There's little irritating things like that. So the timecode's irritating. The fact that the SD cards are behind a flap that you have to unscrew, and you unscrew it like that, and then they're in there. So they're in there, you can pop them out, SD card. That's great while I'm holding this, showing you, but when it's in a bag and you've got all your cables and your mics and your inputs and because you've got they're all on the side, and then these things which you need to get it to regularly to get timecode to and from the camera, or get the SD cards out to copy them across to a drive, they're right at the bottom. So you have to, such a shame. It's really irritating. But having said that, the sound quality is really good. Another comment I got was about the size of the dials. They're quite fiddly, quite small. I need to employ smaller soundmen, I think, because I think they're all right. I mean, it's a £500 mixer and it sounds terrific. It does much the same job as a 664, is it? Sound Devices 664 mixer. It does 90% of what I want for an nth of the cost. So I really like it. I think it's really good. I've stuck some Velcro on the bottom so it sticks. So it sticks inside the bag because it flies around. It's actually too small. It flies around the bag. I needed something to anchor it a little bit. And then you're always lifting it out to get at the bottom. Why? On the whole though, it's a really good purchase. Glad I bought it. Zoom f4. Sounds terrific. That's the most important thing, isn't it?